Yes, so we're looking at partnership accounts. First thing that we're going to look at is appropriation of profits, how the partners share their profits and any other things related to them. Now, the appropriation of profits, it can be shown as a T account, but you see most books, they'll print in this format here, okay? And this is the format we're going to use, all right? So first, let's just go through some terms which we need to remember. Now, colleagues, whenever you form a partnership and you know you're dealing with another person, and there's a possibility that they might withdraw money from the company, even if there might be a possibility you might withdraw money from the company. What can you put in place to avoid that? You form a partnership with your friend, all right, and you're running the partnership. I will zoom the screen, sir. Don't worry. I will zoom it. Okay, Mr. Vincent. So, Mr. Vincent, you and me start a partnership, right? And want to prevent each other from removing money from the partnership. What can we put in place? This is what we. Mhm. You know the funny thing, Mr. Casson, we okay. You know that we did this intro last time before you had that quiz. So, colleagues, this what we're looking at is a revision phase. We've done this before. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, colleagues, interest on drawings. Okay. If a partner wants to remove money from the business for their personal use, when they are paying back, they must add interest on drawings. Okay. Colleagues, remember what drawings is, right? Whenever you remove money or inventory or even some assets from the business for your personal use. Okay. Usually drawings is mostly money. So to prevent partners from saying, today at home there's no bread and everything, so let me just withdraw some money. And if you have started a partnership with your friend, it will be hard to get that money back. So that's why you add interest on drawing, so that whenever a partner removes money, they have to pay back that money and add interest. Okay. So in the appropriation account, all right, the first thing after you've got the net profit from the trading account, okay, this appropriation account, forgot to mention, this comes after you've calculated the net profit or loss for the partnership. Okay. So after you've calculated the net profit, okay, the next item you need to add is the interest on the drawings, okay? Because it's what the partner is giving back to the business, so that's why we're adding it back to the net profit. Interest on drawings. That's the first item. You're making this appropriation account. And that will be the only thing you add to the net profit. After that, the remaining things you need to subtract from the net profit, because now this is what is going to the individual partners. All right. So the first thing that you deduct from that profit is the interest on capital. Right. As partners, each of you puts in money into the business, money or resources in the business. So you earn interest on that capital that you've put in. All right. So this interest on capital, it's given to the partners. All right. That's why we're deducting it. Okay. Interest on drawings is the partners giving back to the business. That's why we've added it. Okay. But interest on capital, this is now going back to the partners. it is subtracted. Any questions before I go to the next one? Okay. If there will be a partner who will be working in the business, what do they call that type of partner who is involved in the day-to-day running of the business? What do they call that type of partner? We did this in business law, learned about different business organizations and the partnerships, their type of partnerships. There's a dormant partner where then they just put in money. Okay. Yes, the active partner. So if there are any active partners, they will be entitled to a salary. Okay. And so the salary is also deducted from this net profit there. All right. If the partners do any commission for the business, okay, anything where they are entitled to a commission for a business, they also that will also be subtracted from the net profit since that commission is going to the partners. All right. Yes. Then after you've deducted the interest on capital, salaries, commission, then the last thing that you do is you do the share of the profits. Usually in the questions they'll give you a profit sharing ratio for the partners. Okay. So after you've deducted interest on capital, salaries, and commission, and you've got your adjusted profit, then now you're going to share that profit in the profit sharing ratios. It's nice to to be in a partnership. Huh? You earn a lot of money, interest on capital, salaries, commission. Then you also share the profits again. Isn't that a nice thing, colleagues? Can't you get rich even? All that money coming to you. Yes. Either. Okay, if you're active, you even get you. It's more actually. You even get more because you get your salary and you also get a share of the profits. If there's a commission, yes, you also get a commission and also interest on capital. Yes. Yes, that's why they have to be entitled to that. And the partnership deed the partnership deed has all this information in there. That's why whenever you're starting a partnership, always make a partnership deed. Otherwise, that partnership, especially if it's with a friend, is destined for failure. Okay. It will be a nice partnership. Okay, so we can now go to an example. So let me see. All right. Okay. So this is the question. Mr. Casono and Mr. Emmanuel are in a partnership and they have the following profit sharing arrangements. Okay. Interest on capital is 8% per annum. Mr. Emmanuel is to receive a salary of 10,000 kwacha. Interest on drawings is 5%. Profits and losses to be shared in the ratio 3 to 2. All right. So Mr. Casono 3, Mr. Emmanuel 2. Okay. Net profit for the year ended 31st December 2024 amounted to 40,000. And the capital balances were Mr. Casono 24,000, Mr. Emmanuel 18,000. Okay. And they've told us drawings, Mr. Casono 1,000, Mr. Emmanuel 3,000. And we've also got the current account balances. So, colleagues, in a partnership, okay, you have the capital account, which is usually fixed, okay, where you just, so like for these two, Mr. Casono and Mr. Emmanuel, their capital account just 24,000 and 18,000, and it stays fixed like that, okay. Then you introduce now a current account, okay. The current account is just to monitor each partner's transactions, okay. It increases with credit and reduces with debit. Okay, so the current account is just for the monitoring the transactions for each partner. The capital account is usually kept fixed. You just put in how much capital each partner has put in, and it ends there. You stay like that. But the current account, as the years are passing by, there will be changes. Okay. Yes. So in the question, to say prepare the profit and loss appropriation for the year, all right, and the current account. I also add here current and capital account. Okay, so first we start with the appropriation account. Okay, so or here the current account balances. Mr. Casono 800 kwacha, Mr. Emmanuel 90 kwacha. So, colleagues, when a partner has a debit balance on the current account, it means they are owing the business. Okay. Should you see a debit balance for the current account, then that partner is owing. So we start the appropriation. Yes. On the current account, the there's a debit balance. It means you're owing. Yes. So we start, as I said, usually you start with a net profit. Okay, net profit 40,000. Okay, then we're going to say add interest on drawings. Okay, so we see the interest on drawings the told us is 5%. Mr. Casono drawings 1,000, Mr. Emmanuel 3,000. So we're going to get 5% of these amounts. Okay, so 5% of 1,000, that is 50 kwacha. For Mr. Emmanuel, 5% of 3,000, that is 150 kwacha. So when you add the total interest on drawings, 50 plus 150, you get 200. And this 200, you're going to add it to the profit, net profit, and you get 40,200 kwacha. Any questions before we move to the next part? Okay, Now we can do the deductions. All right. We say, okay, we need to deduct interest on capital. So we've been told interest on capital is 8%. Mr. Kasono put in 24,000. So say 8% of 24,000. Let's just get our calculators to make sure these figures are correct. 8% of 24,000, what do we get? Okay, let me put it to this side here. If I want, I can get the total interest on capital, then get that total and subtract. Or if I want, I can just put them individually like this. Colleagues, which one will you be comfortable with? Where I'm just putting them individually, or where we get some totals and then subtract? Okay. Mr. Emmanuel, 8% of 18,000, 1,440. Just kindly confirm if that's 1,440. Okay. Then salaries. Mr. Man was the only one entitled to a salary. So the salary has been given to you 10,000 here. Okay. So you're going to say 40,200 minus 1,920 minus 1,440 minus 10,000. Let's see what we get. Are we getting 26,840? Okay. Any questions? Okay, Mr. Vincent. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, drawings and salaries are different, sir. Then, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so your question is, why are we subtracting these here? Why didn't we add them? Uh, okay, okay, on the salaries part. Oh. Because as I said, sir, the everything here which is falling under the less column, this is going directly to the partners. That's why we're deducting it. Yes, it's going to the partners. Then anything that's going to the business, that was why we were adding there. Yes. So these salaries is going to Mr. Emmanuel. He's taking it from the bill, from the profit. He's getting his salary from that. So that's why we need to deduct it. Was there another question? I heard another hand getting raised. No add-ons, sir. When you add on, it's nice. You add spices, eh? Add some flavor, eh? Mhm. Yes. Mhm. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. All right. So this is the profit remaining to be shared, 26,840. The profit which is remaining to be shared. All right. So we've been told the profit sharing ratio is 3 to 2. Mr. Casono 3, Mr. Emmanuel 2. Okay. So I believe we remember profits. You add 3 plus 2, 5. So Mr. Casono, his share is going to be 3 over 5 times 26,840. Are we getting 16,104? Yeah. Mr. Emmanuel, him is getting 2 out of 5 times 26,840. Okay. So when you subtract these two figures from the remaining profit, you must get 0. So let's subtract 26,840 minus 16,104 minus 10,736. Let's confirm that we're getting 0. All right. Okay. Any questions, colleagues, before we now make the capital and the current account? Mhm. uh yes. Are you saying that these are negatives here? You get a negative number, a negative. Ah, you're wrong somewhere then. You didn't do the ratios properly. It must give you 0. Okay. Always. No negative, no positive. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wait. Just explain it again. I think it's okay, but just explain it so we can visualize it. You are saying that. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mhm. Yes. Okay, so that's straight. Mhm. Yes, guys, they are showing it's balancing there. So that when you subtract, yeah, yes. Because remember, colleagues, there's usually not one way of doing things, there are many ways. So if you're comfortable with that way, that is okay, all right? Did Mr. Romeo specifically, mm, did he walk you through an example like this? Jesus, he did it. Okay, okay, okay. Yes. Then you can do it in that format. Even if you do it in this format, you won't be penalized, okay? Yes, there's another question. Mr. Yes, good evening, Mr. Twamp. You're Googling? Profit sharing. We were using, yes, profit sharing, we were given a ratio 3 to 2. Excuse me. Okay. So I believe you remember how we do ratios, right? You add, you get the total number, right? 3 plus 2, 5. Okay. And Mr. Kasono is getting three parts of the ratio, so 3 out of 5. Mr. Emmanuel is getting 2 parts of the ratio, 2 out of 5. Then you just multiply by the yeah, yeah. So we come to the current account. Okay, as I said, current account, it increases with credit and it decreases with debit. Okay, so when you remove money from the business, okay, you're reducing your current account basic. All right, and also when you're paying money from your current account, you're paying as interest on drawings. Also, it's also reducing the amount in your current account. Okay, drawings and interest on drawings, they're both removing money from your balance. Okay, drawings, you remove it, that's yours for personal use, which you need to bring back. Interest on drawings, that's what you need to pay, that you need to pay back to the business. Then salary, interest on capital, commission, and share of profits, they come on the credit side because they're increasing your balance. So what's on the credit side increases your balance. What's on the debit side reduces your balance. So we make the current account. Oh, let's start with the capital account because the capital account is just a credit entry. Okay, the capital account also increases with credit, right? So we can also make the capital account. There will just be one amount. So Mr. Kasono, 24,000. Mr. Emmanuel. So for the capital accounts, that's all that they. Okay, unless maybe a partner dies or leaves the partnership, then this current account can be closed. So long as you are alive and kicking in the partnership, we just remain as a fixed amount here, 18,000. Any questions before we go to the current account? Yeah. Uh-huh. Here they told us here the where was that? The capital balances here. Mm-hmm. I wanted to do that, but for the sake of the masses, maybe we can start like this. Especially in the current account, because there are a lot of numbers there. So I think first let's do it like this. We get accustomed. Then when we look at other questions, then we'll start now combining them. Okay, so the current accounts, first you start with the balances here. Okay. So we start with Mr. Casonos. Okay, his current account, we'll start. So you say balance brought down 800. Okay, this information was in the question. Then you say salary. Oh, Mr. Emmanuel, Mr. Casson was not on a salary. So next you say interest on capital. Interest on capital for Mr. Casono, 1,920. All right. Then what else? Share of profit. Mr. Casono's share of profit, 16,104. All right. Then on the debit side, drawings. Mr. Casono drawings, 1,000. Then interest on drawings, 50 kwacha. Okay, so we have to balance out this. So we total up, we see which one is the greater side. As we can see, it's already the credit side. So 800 plus 1,920 plus 16,104. What do we get? 18,824. Okay. So our balance carried down is brought on the lower side. Balance carried down. Okay. Then so we're going to say 18,824 minus 1,050. Seventeen thousand seven 70. Then on this side here, you bring on the opposite side, say balance brought down 17,774. Any questions? No, sir. Uh, yes, for Mr. Casuno's current. Yes, we're not fully done with the question. We just got Mr. Emmanuel's, then we're done. Yeah, you're expecting formulae. Were you expecting in accounts formulae? Sure. Accounts mostly is just addition, subtraction, division. There are very few formulae. Okay, so we come to now Mr. Emmanuel. Okay, so balance brought down. It's on the debit side. So it was 90 kwacha, I think. Yes, 90 kwacha. Excuse me. Drawings. You're owning the business and you're still withdrawing money. Drawings 3,000. Interest on drawings 150. Then we go on the credit side. So here we got interest on capital 1,440. We got salary, 10,000. Share of profit, 10,736. Mhm. It's in the question, sir. It's in the question. Mm. Here, here it was. They always tell you in the question, okay? They're always going to tell you for the current account. They always give you the balances. Okay, so we add up. So credit side 1,440 plus 10,000 plus 10,736. What do we get? So the carried down always comes on the lower side. So balance carried down, you're going to say 22,176 minus 90 plus 3,000 plus 150. 18,936. Okay, but for the sake of the masses, sir, if you could, it should be 3,000. Yes, colleagues. That's how it is done.